Right now, live at 5, more charges filed. Additional officers are charged in George Floyd's death as charges are increased against another. And the president is calling for strong reaction to end the violent protests across the country. This as more people demonstrate in the nation's capital.
Coming up tonight, beaches are getting busier, and city leaders tell us what you need to know.
And authorities are searching for suspects after a memorial for a Sawyer County deputy killed in the line of duty was intentionally set on fire.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Tonight, protesters celebrate in Minneapolis. This comes after prosecutors announced they've elevated the charges against a Minneapolis police officer accused of pressing his knee against George Floyd's neck, and they charged 3 others. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Officer Derek Chauvin is now charged with second-degree murder, and tonight we're learning 3 other officers are facing aiding and abetting murder and manslaughter charges.
Bystander video showing Floyd's May 25th death has sparked violent protests nationwide and around the world. While all 4 officers seen in that video were fired the day after the incident, Derek Chauvin, who was seen kneeling on Floyd's neck, was the only one charged at first. As of today, he's facing second-degree murder after originally being charged with third-degree murder and manslaughter last week. Today, Attorney General Keith Ellison also charged former officers Thomas Lane, J. Alexander King, and Tu Tao with aiding and abetting murder. Ellison says he filed these charges because the facts and evidence in the case support them.
What I do not believe is that one successful prosecution can rectify the hurt and loss that so many people feel. The solution to that pain will be slow and difficult work of constructing justice and fairness in our society.
Ellison says they will work quickly but thoroughly to build their case against the officers. Even so, it could be months before they go to trial. He asked for continued patience and trust, adding that they're pursuing justice by every legal and ethical means.
Meanwhile, Governor Tim Walz shared a statement on the charges this afternoon, saying it is a step towards justice. But he added that Floyd's death is a symptom of a disease which will not be cured until it's solved together. He finished by saying there is some hard work ahead. Walz is addressing the matter right now. Let's take a live listen in.
And so I want to again thank folks for continuing to raise your voice, for continuing to seek justice, and also for making sure we balance that public safety element of this. But I also want to note, I said earlier this morning, and I truly believe this, I think this is probably our last shot as a state and as a nation to fix this systemic issue. This rage that you saw, and the violence excluded from it, those who chose to go down that path, the message is now here in Minnesota for the last 5 days, come back to the issue at hand, which is the systemic issues and the systemic racism and the lack of accountability up and down our society that led to a daytime murder of a black man on a street in Minneapolis. And it sure isn't isolated to here, because as this exploded across the United States and the world, it's very clear that there's a lot more to this. And communities have been telling us that. And I just want to say, as the justice system does its thing, yesterday, our side of the separation of powers and the balance of powers, we used executive powers to start a civil rights and human rights investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department. And the thing that I think all of us are seeing, when our system of democracy works right, the will of the people is reflected. Not a rush to judgment, not a majority stomps on everything else, but the sense of when change is there, people rise up. And I think it's important. I saw former President Obama mention about when you're looking out in those streets and what is labeled either protesters or demonstrators, I think he's right about this. That's the improper designation. That is called the future that was out there in our young people. That is where we are going. And I stood today with a young man, and I think about how's he going to view the future and how are he going to see what we need to do. So generations have heard folks come up and say, and when we've made progress, I certainly don't want to deny that. We've made progress from the Voting Rights Act and things, but progress didn't keep George Floyd alive, and progress didn't keep those people out of the streets. They're not looking for just progress, they're looking for transformational change. So what I would say to Minnesotans, we got a unique opportunity. This is on us. The center of gravity for this is down on 38th in Chicago. The center of gravity lies in this state. This is going to be upon us. Again, what that legacy looks like. But we're going to come back into special session next week. And for those of you who have fought this issue, pick your issue. Pick your issue that led to this. We have major post-secondary educational institutions that graduated 0 teachers of color. Tens of thousands of students. We can't find a teacher that looks like the kids they're teaching. You don't need another one that looks like me. You need somebody who's in there. All the research shows that. If we're going to close the achievement gap in Minnesota, we're not going to blame it on the kids. We're going to blame it on us not putting emphasis on putting teachers in front of them. We still have issues we dealt with. We have home titles that have covenants. Now, people say it wouldn't be held up in law, but it's on paper. You can't sell to a colored family. We have social determinants of health. You are born in this state, 2 babies sitting next to each other in the hospital. We can predict which one's going to live longer by the color of their skin. Not by genetics, not by the background. And we have financial institutions that still make it difficult for African American families to have home ownership. The number one thing for middle class people that develops wealth. And when would say this to you out there, this is not an issue. I always used to hear people say about this. We got an achievement gap in communities of color, in black communities in our schools. No, we don't. We have an opportunity gap and an achievement gap in the entire system. If somebody's left behind, it is going to have repercussions. And we saw last week what the repercussions were.
That's Minnesota Governor Tim Walz addressing the updated charges for Derek Chauvin and the charging of 3 other officers involved in the death of George Floyd. The governor also calling on the state of Minnesota and the country, saying now is the time to address systemic racism. We'll continue to update this story on the CBS3 Duluth website and social media pages throughout the night.
Meanwhile, heightened security and peaceful demonstrators marked the scene in the nation's capital. Now a top White House official is adding his voice to cries across the country against racial injustice. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
A now familiar rallying cry as peaceful protesters once again took to the streets in Washington, D.C.
We're standing together. We're taking care of each other. We will be here until there's justice.
On Capitol Hill, a heightened security presence stood by as demonstrators staged a momentary lie-in. Militarized police and the National Guard have poured into Washington over the past few days, and active duty troops are also on standby. President Trump defended his law and order posture in an interview with Fox News Radio.
Maybe it doesn't sound good to say it, but you have to have a dominant force. We need law and order.
CBS News has confirmed that President Trump and top aides were not happy with new comments by Defense Secretary Mark Esper. He said he would not support using the Insurrection Act to use active duty military to quell unrest.
The option to use active duty forces in a law enforcement role should only be used as a matter of last resort and only in the most urgent and dire of situations. We are not in one of those situations now.
The defense secretary also took the unusual step of weighing in on the killing of George Floyd and racial injustice.
Racism is real in America, and we must all do our very best to recognize it, to confront it, and to eradicate it.
Massachusetts Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley introduced a resolution in the House to denounce police brutality, racial profiling, and excessive force.
We have the most diverse and representative Congress in the history of Congress, and we should act like it. And in this moment, Congress must function as the conscience for our nation.
It's a conversation once again elevated in the halls of Congress, as well as in homes, businesses, and streets across America.
Federal lawmakers are planning to hold hearings on police use of force later this month.
Here's a live look at Duluth City Hall, which partially reopened to the public today. It will be open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., but only by appointment. Anyone entering City Hall will have to wear a mask and complete a health screening beforehand. We have more information about what precautions you can expect on our website. For the first time, city leaders are addressing the large crowds we've seen recently on Park Point Beach during the pandemic.
After getting many questions from residents today, Duluth Mayor Emily Larson explained why the beach is still open and tips for stopping the spread of COVID-19 if you go.
CBS3's Emma Quinn joins us live on Park Point with those details. Emma, what did city leaders have to say?
Yeah, so Kristen, Tony, Mayor Emily Larson said although many beaches throughout the state, including those in Minneapolis, are closed, those here in Duluth will remain open for the summer. Now, she says that should be fine as long as people stay responsible. Now, Larson also says that they are trying to navigate the summer months and what makes the most sense for the city. She adds there is plenty of beach for people to enjoy and stay socially distant, but people need to be aware of the safety risks that come along with it.
It is, imperative, and it's really a call of self-responsibility to monitor ourselves a bit and ensure that everyone has a chance to get outside on that beautiful free beach.
Fire Chief Sean Creuset also added that the beach house is still closed and the lifeguards are not on duty until further notice. And there are no lifeguards at the beach due to COVID-19 financial impacts, and the lifeguards are usually stationed at that Park Point Beach house. Now, Creuset said since there are no lifeguards on duty, beachgoers need to be aware of the weather conditions, especially those that could result in a riptide.
Now, Emma, with no lifeguards, what is the city doing to make sure beachgoers are aware of the conditions in the moment?
So, Kristen, Chief Sean Creuset says that there are flag warnings and actual flags here at the parking lot here at the beaches and also on the beaches themselves. And there are also new signage that they've implemented out here on the beaches that show the current weather conditions.
All right, some good tips there. Thanks, Emma. Still to come on Live at 5, plans for a now empty resort in Cable are taking shape. Tonight, the community gets a chance to learn more.
Plus, coming up at 6, struck by a motorcycle on I-35. We hear from a teen who was part of this weekend's protest in Duluth and survived this collision. Now, the mother is calling for justice.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3.
I don't know how we would have survived without Mediacom. We have 5 kids, and we have Mediacom for all of our internet and all of our cable services. So I'm stuck in my house, but at the same time, I'm connected to people all over the world, and it's been fantastic.
Right now, we all feel like the world is in a standstill. The internet has played a huge role in allowing us to stay connected to our jobs and stay connected with the ones that we love. We couldn't do it without Mediacom.
Looking for a safe, effective alternative to ibuprofen? Curamin is pure, high-potency curcumin, the strongest natural anti-inflammatory there is, with no side effects.
But my family has noticed that I smile for the first time in 20 years. And not only do I smile a lot now. And it's one great feeling. It made the difference between me having really awful teeth to somebody who is going around grinning like an idiot.
Never be afraid to smile again. Call Lake Dental today for your free smile analysis.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Right now, get the cheeseburger pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's.
Has your roof seen its better days? It's that time of year again to think of replacing your old roof. Call Peak Construction Roofing today for your free estimate at guaranteed affordable rates. Peak Roofing also provides the best roofing warranty in the Northland. Financing? No problem. 0% financing up to 12 months, or get a low-interest payment plan that will fit your budget. Call the best, Peak Construction Roofing. They'll do the rest. Let us take care of you.
To all the social distancers, suddenly homeschoolers, and living room exercisers, we've got you covered. Right now, get Pizza Hut's best delivery deal. Large pizzas with up to 3 toppings for just $9.99. Choose contactless delivery or new curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Well, it's another beautiful day out there today. Here's a live look from our Canal Park camera. Meteorologist Dave Anderson will join us soon with a look at how long these nice temps will stick around.
From discussing the future of a historic lodge in Cable to a one-of-a-kind chance for artists to display their work in Ely, we're taking you around the Northland, city by city. In Cable, Wisconsin, community members can learn more about a plan to redevelop the former Telemark Resort property. The resort closed several years ago. The town board is holding a public meeting from 6 to 8 o'clock tonight at the Cable Town Park. The American Birkenbeiner Ski Foundation is behind the proposal. Moving to the Iron Range, artists in Ely are being asked to display their work outside. The Northern Lakes Arts Association is holding a unique drive-by or walk-by art show this weekend. They're asking creatives of any skill level to put their art on their porch, fence, trees, and even their clotheslines. We have more information on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, the Duluth NAACP holds an important event to the community during an especially traumatic time.
There's a low lurking just to our west. Some towns could taste rain tonight. The rest of us could follow suit by tomorrow night. I'll talk about who's got what according to the timeline coming up after our break.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to Live Local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
One thing that stands out was a conversation I had with Jim when it was possible that our case may go to trial. I said, well, what if we lose? And he flat out said, don't worry, we won't lose, we're better than them. And it was after that point where I had 100% trust in what we were doing, and I didn't worry at all after that point. I would absolutely refer Schwebel Getson Seaman to anyone that's had any kind of a personal injury accident.
Yeah, we'll admit it, but we learned a lot and we pushed it to the limit. Wouldn't have it any other way, no different. We're coming out stronger. We got love you that we got you.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. In ways like no other. Together or even apart, we are resilient. The 2020 census is here, and we need to do our part for our people.
West Outlet is open for business. Now save up to 40% off store-wide.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Here's a live look at Blackjack Mountain in between Bessemer and Wakefield. Gorgeous day out that way, although tonight, Yoopers probably will have it pretty safe, but Iron Rangers might get some clouds and a chance for showers and isolated thunderstorms as our latest low-pressure system pushes towards our region. So northern Minnesota gets it first tonight. The rest of us could follow suit by tomorrow night, but really it's only a 30 to 40% chance. Current conditions at the airport, 77 degrees is what we get there, 26% for the relative humidity. So even though it's warm, it doesn't feel so bad because the humidity levels are awfully low. Dew points are really only in the 30s and 40s. Wind is calm for the time being. Air pressure's at 1,009 millibars, and current temperatures not quite as warm as yesterday, no, but still pretty decent for June. We have 72 to 75 in the Upper Peninsula. Peninsula, upper 70s for much of northern Wisconsin, including a 79 in Superior, 75 for Moose Lake and for Two Harbors, low to mid 70s for the Vermilion and Mesabi Iron Ranges, and around 74 for border country. Well, come tomorrow, I think we'll have our temperatures getting close to 80 once again, and that may now linger in through Friday. It's Saturday, the day we break the back of the warm spell and drop into the 60s. Doppler map right now shows a little bit of rain activity up around Thunder Bay and some clouds from the west trying to filter into Minnesota. All of those associated with that low pressure system that is indeed coming our way from the west. And tonight it could creep towards the Iron Ranges up towards borderland and bring a 30% chance for some showers. Once we get into tomorrow night, though, the main body of the low gets closer to our region, and the showers could turn into some isolated thunderstorms. Again, 30 to 40% chance of that happening. And by Friday, already a new high-pressure system comes aboard, and we go towards the drier side of life. But then by Saturday, like I mentioned, the cooler side of life as well. The warm spell will go away for about a pair of days. In Minnesota tonight, your low temps could run from 49 up the Gunflint Trail to 54 degrees over towards McGregor. 30% chance for that rain up north. Clear for the southern parts of our Minnesota viewership. And into Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there, 49 to 53, clear to partly cloudy sky. Tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan high, 79 to 84, with a 40% chance for evening showers and thunderstorms. It's a 30% shot for Minnesotans, with 68 to 73 by the lake and 78 to 82 degrees inland. And, like I mentioned, stays in the 70s through Friday. Then Saturday, the day of reckoning, we drop into the 60s with sunshine. And then come Sunday, we drop farther into the 60s, Tony, and kick up a 50% chance of rain that may stick around all the way through next Wednesday, and the warm spell returns by Monday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Free masks for people who need them most, and help for a community struck by trauma to stay civically engaged. Right now, the Duluth NAACP is handing out face masks in downtown Duluth to make sure disproportionately affected communities have what they need to protect themselves during the COVID-19 pandemic. CBS3's John Cardinelli is at Lifehouse on 1st Street. And John, I understand the event just got going. How's the turnout?
Kristen, that's correct. The event just got going around 20 minutes ago. I was here an hour before the event, and organizers were getting ready, setting everything up. People have already come by and picked up their masks for today. I'm joined now with Mary Cowan-Bantle. She's a member of the Duluth NAACP, and she's also an organizer with Lifehouse. Mary, thank you for joining us today. My first question for you is that we know the Duluth NAACP has already had some mask handouts. What kind of sparked the drive today?
Yeah, definitely. We are really excited and proud to say that the NAACP has organized 8 drives since the beginning of the pandemic. And we know that even though many state restrictions have lifted, that the pandemic is still out there and COVID-19 is still a real risk to our community members. So giving away free masks is really a way that we can all stay safe. And especially given the current climate, it's so important that we're showing up for one another right now. And every single mask we've given away was sewn by a volunteer and donated to us, and we've given away for absolutely free. 1,000 masks were donated just for today's giveaway. So that's an amazing showing of support for our community. And we also just want to recognize that so many people are gathering right now to demand racial justice and equity. And we really want everyone in those gatherings to be as safe as possible. And one way to do that is to wear a mask to protect our community members from illness.
All right. Thank you very much, Mary. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll be back out here with an update on how the drive's doing. For now, Kristen and Tony, we'll send it back to you.
John Cardinelli in downtown Duluth for us tonight. Thanks, John.
Duluth leaders have started accepting applications for the city's new African Heritage Committee. The City Council just approved the committee last month. Mayor Emily Larson says they are still finalizing when exactly the commission will meet, but they're encouraging people to apply right now. You can find the application on the city's website.
Still to come, Sawyer County authorities are searching for suspects after they say a memorial for an officer killed in the line of duty was set on fire.
And why Enbridge is expecting a major delay to its Line 3 pipeline project.
Shop the Memorial Day sale in-store by appointment or online at Home Seasonal Concepts with the largest selection of in-stock outdoor furnishings like this 5-piece fire table, just $9.99, plus no interest financing until 2023. Home Seasonal Concepts Memorial Day sale.
handcrafted for every lifestyle. Making memories since 1882. In store at 365 Canal Park Drive or online at DuluthPack.com.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. Seeing our friends and family up close and personal with video chat is wonderful these days. And it's even better if you look and feel your best. So how does Plexiderm perform to shrink the appearance of wrinkles, under eye bags, and fine lines on a video conversation?
It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. They're all calling. There's been creams, there's been lotions, concealers. Nothing works like this.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, "Oh, Dad, did you get a haircut?" And I said, "No, I didn't get a haircut. I tried this Plexiderm product out." "Oh, you look so much younger." I said, "Oh, thank you."
We've created the best offer yet with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. We know you want to look and feel your best. So before you step in front of that video chat, Plexiderm your crow's feet, Plexiderm your fine lines, and Plexiderm your wrinkles and those pesky 11 lines between your eyes, and watch them visibly shrink from view in 10 minutes. Plexiderm works so well, makeup artists, celebrities in Hollywood, and even people across the country just like you feel years younger in minutes.
Oh my God. I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. That's like so full of myself.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, is that really me?
The instant results are from silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. And the effects last up to 10 hours. Yes, the science is incredible, but the results even better. So if under eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older, take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Look incredible on your next video call and get up to 50% off the normal retail price. Plus, get free shipping. Visit Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
Has your roof seen its better days? Call Peak Construction Roofing today for your free estimate at guaranteed affordable rates. Peak Construction can finance you and will help you step by step from start to finish. Call the best, Peak Construction Roofing. They'll do the rest. Let us take care of you.
Home's Memorial Day sale ends soon. Shop store-wide savings up to 30% off, plus no interest financing until 2023. Shop in the store by appointment or online, plus free no-contact shipping. Hurry, Home's Memorial Day sale ends Saturday.
The Enbridge Line 3 replacement project could be facing a major delay as Minnesota pollution regulators are taking a closer look at the company's permit applications. Today, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency announced it will hold a contested case hearing later this summer. That hearing will focus on the company's water quality permit and pipeline water crossing methods. Enbridge needs the permit to build the $2.6 billion project that would replace the deteriorating Line 3. The MPCA had until mid-August to rule on the water quality permit. Now that deadline is moved to November 14th. Today, Enbridge officials said they now expect the majority of construction to start next year. They said they are still trying to do everything they can to keep the project on time.
Authorities are searching for suspects after someone set fire to a memorial for a Sawyer County deputy killed in the line of duty. It happened in the village of Coudray around 10:30 last night. Authorities responded to a fire at the memorial for Deputy Michael Villiard. He died 22 years ago while responding to an emergency call. Anyone with information is asked to call the Sawyer County Sheriff's Office.
Duluth Police's newest canine received a special donation in memory of her predecessor. Canine Luna just received a new bulletproof vest thanks to an organization called Vested Interest in Canines. Her vest has the message "In memory of Canine Haas" embroidered on it. Haas died during an officer-involved shooting in Duluth back in 2019. We'll be back after the break.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS 3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Here at Ashland Audiology, your health and the health of our staff is our top priority, which is why we're rolling out new office precautions such as telehealth appointments and hearing aid adjustments. We're providing curbside service daily Monday through Friday for routine cleanings. Just call us when you arrive and we'll meet you at the patient drop-off area. We will continue to socially distance while our team upholds our excellent office cleanliness standards. We're ready to serve you. Visit our website or Facebook page for details.
We dance for healing. We dance for one another. For connection. Connection ways like no other. Together or even apart. We are resilient. The 2020 census is here, and we need to do our part for our people.
DBS, your all things basement-y company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement-y company, for a free, no-obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
Coming up tonight, beaches are getting busier, and city leaders tell us what you need to know.
Temperatures were pretty mild once again today. The warm spell could continue tomorrow, but will that trigger a couple of thunderstorms from the heat? We'll let you know
tonight at 6.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Well, coming up tonight at 6, struck by a motorcycle on I-35. We're hearing from a teen who was part of this weekend's protests in Duluth and who survived this collision. Now the mother is asking for help finding whoever is responsible. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 6.